This is the Jocko Underground podcast number 178. Sitting here with Carrie Helton. Carrie, first time in the hot seat on the UG.
First time on the Underground. Happy to be here.
Do you think you're going to be able to read these questions?
I'm going to try.
Do you think you're going to do better than Echo Charles?
Possibly.
All right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's get into these things. We got a bunch of questions from people trying to provide some guidance, some courses of actions that you can take, overcoming some of the challenges you're facing out there. So let's get into it.
First question. Good evening, Echo and Jocko. On Underground episode 147, when you mentioned paying for your kids' college so they'll take care of you when you're older, did you mean that literally? You've often said that you should help others without expecting anything in return. It's even in Warrior Kid 2. My parents paid for my education. I do feel I owe them, but they use that to guilt me. It would feel transactional. But if they use that to guilt me, it would feel transactional. Likewise, if I pay for my kids' tuition, my future kids' tuition, I'd want them to care for me because they want to, not because they feel obligated. So to me, tying tuition to future care seems to go against the idea of giving freely without expecting something back.
How did you think you did?
Terribly. Terribly.
You had some things I could see when you got to tying tuition. You thought that was a mistake.
I did.
And you changed it.
I did.
Proactively. So, but not a bad. I'll tell you, Echo Charles over the years, his first ones, he would edit them heavily, but he was not good at reading aloud. I would venture to say he's still not that great at reading aloud, but he definitely got better. It's a little bit of a skill I think you can develop. But I'd give you a solid C.
Reading well? Yeah.
I'd give you a C.
Yeah.
No, C. Reading aloud first time you see something, it's tricky.
It is.
It's tricky. Yeah. There's you can have I'm decent at it kind of naturally. I'm not very good at many things naturally. I'm pretty much not good at stuff, but I'm lucky that I'm okay at that. And Echo is not. But he's developed it, over time.
Props.
So there we go. Let's get into this. So good question. And to straight up, I would have to go back and listen to exactly what I said. But no, I don't mean that. And I'm glad you caught that. I definitely don't mean that literally. I think maybe as I try and think about what I could have meant, what I might have meant, again, I'd have to go back and listen to it. But I might have meant that if they go to college, hopefully that puts them in a path where they have a good career, and if they so desired, they could take care of me if I needed it when I was older, and my wife as well. Now, just a little side note here, parenthetically, at this juncture in time, if you've heard me talk over the past few years, I definitely don't think that college is necessarily the best way to set yourself up for success. There's a lot of other options right now. I think the trades probably are paramount right now because I don't care how good AI gets, it's not going to be able to rewire your house or fix the plumbing leak that you've got. AI is not going to do that for you. So going into the trades, I think, is excellent. Going to the military is excellent. There's plenty of options out there that are not college. But regardless of the path that my kids chose, I would try and help them travel down that path. But case in point here, this is not so that they would owe me, right, in the future. Because you are correct that when we help people and we give people things and we move them in a positive direction, we should do that without expecting anything in return. And in fact, the minute you expect something in return, it kind of is, there's a little bit of a hint of badness in there, right? And it's the same thing with cover and move. We teach at Echelon Front, the first law of combat leadership is cover and move, which means you support your team. But I don't support you, Carrie, with the thing in the back of my mind that says, well, now that I supported you, you owe me support. I don't do that. That's not what we're doing here. So, yes, you are correct. The goal, another element here is the actual goal for me is that no one needs to take care of me when I'm older. Got things handled and, financially handled and physically I stay in good enough shape, but there's some things you can't control, but we are trying to set ourselves up, my wife and I, so that my kids won't have the financial burden of caring for us when we're older. So that's kind of the actual goal. And then on top of all this, I would say that the real goal is that if you raise good kids, they're going to want to help you out and take care of you if you need it. So do a good job as a parent, and I think your kids will help you out, and I think that's a good thing. So that's kind of where I'm at. You caught me. I think I don't know exactly what I said. I'll have to go back and listen to it, but I did not mean to say that you should help your kids pay for college so they have to take care of you when you get older. But a good kid that you raised is going to look at you and say, oh yeah, I really appreciate what you did for me, and you need help now that the roles are reversed. And they see that, because a lot of times you forget, it's easy to forget what your parents did for you, right? That they went through all kinds of crap for your dumb ass. Literally crap. So,
and this is care, right? If you care for them, they're gonna care for you.
Yep. In most cases. In the vast majority of cases. Are there people that are freaking psychos? Yes, there are. Yep, there are. Are there people that are sociopaths? Yep, there are. But most people going to be cool. So,
next question. Hey, Jocko, I have something I've been struggling with a lot lately. I'm 32, blue collar, grew up in a blue collar home, spent my childhood playing different sports and hunting. Now I have a 5-year-old daughter that is the sweetest thing ever. Love her to death. I am struggling big time with her completely losing her shit, breaking down and crying over some of the smallest little issues. For instance, this Sunday we were getting ready for church. She just got a new dress and was excited to wear it for the first time. She got herself all dressed, and while my wife was helping fix her hair, I walked into the bathroom with the baby, and she just started bawling because she wanted to show off for me, and her look wasn't complete, and I spoiled her surprise. She ran in the room, hiding by the bed, absolutely losing her shit. I tried to talk to her, but it only made her emotions worse. My question for you is how to make your daughters mentally tough. Again, she's 5, so I know she is still very young, but I want to instill it in her young. I've already started years ago teaching her to have good manners. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, thank you. I've tried several times to help her be tough, but it hasn't stuck yet. Any suggestions would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You kind of know this because you mentioned it a bunch of times. So that is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms, so we are not subject to their control. And we are doing this so that we can support the Jocko podcast, which will remain as is, free for all, as long as we can keep it that way. But we are doing this so we don't have to be under the control of sponsors. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us. And to do that, we're building a website right now where we'll be able to utilize to strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.